Baby, I've been lost cause I done been without you. And every time I'm here, you know I think about you. All them better moments stay stuck in my brain. And I know you mad that I'm so stuck in my way.
1 2 1 2 1 2
Yeah. I know you want me to, but girl, it's hard to change. You used to love me through this, now it's hard to stay. And when I'm without you,
You know what motherfucking time it is?
I don't care, and it's hard to say. Creep up on your page, you got a new nigga. And he was your favorite, now you got a new liquor, babe.
New music. Well, is this new music? Yeah, new music.
I done been without you, and every time I'm here, you know I think
By Justin Love out in New Jersey. It's called Stuck in My Ways.
in my brain. And I know you meant that I'm so stuck in my way. Sacrifice my friendships to give you time. I'll kiss you, my baby, and you a dime.
Amaru in the building, Elle in the building.
What's good?
No one to blame, cause the blame is mine. I just know the truth is bad, all it do is hurt. And I always regret the fact that I put you first. I always neglected that you really affected that much. And now it's time for me to let it burn. Baby, I've been lost cause I done been without you. And every time I'm here, you know I think about you. All the better moments stay stuck in my brain. And I know you mad that I'm so stuck in my way. I was stressing like that.
I've been guilty of being stuck in my ways. I don't give a fuck though.
Though I'm the one who broke that. Girl, you're the one for me, but I ain't good for you. I'm stressing like that.
I ain't gave nobody the silencer in a while. Hold on.
Girl, you're the one for me, but I ain't good for you.
That was Justin Love, Stuck in My Ways out in New Jersey.
All right, did either one of y'all get the same weird ass feeling from that song as I did? For some reason, he doesn't sound anything like him, but I got a Ty
Ray J. I got a Ray J.
I got a Ty Dolla $ign vibe.
I got that.
He sounds
I
nothing
can
like
see
him,
that,
but I heard it and I was just like,
I can see that.
I don't
got
see
like
why.
a Ray J-ish.
I think maybe they might be in the same lane musically. Not tonally, but I think musically they might be in the same lane. I could get that because a lot of Ty Dolla $ign shit is kind of like that. Mm-hmm. It's like, you know, that toxic masculinity, but then it's like he's singing real sweet to you, so you just like accept that shit like as you women do, and then when they get mad and say, "Ain't no good men out here."
Any of y'all agree with that point that he might be the new Nate Dogg, just a hook killer?
Who?
Ty Dolla $ign.
He ain't done enough.
What?
There've been a couple arguments that like it's Ty, Anderson .Paak is coming up a little bit like that now, and there was one other person I can't remember, but it's Ty Dolla $ign that Ty Dolla $ign was the one that I was like, I mean, he's on everything, but he ain't at that level. But like the new Nate Dogg, you put him on the hook, and you got.
I mean, honestly and truthfully, Ty Dolla $ign does sound good on a hook.
Yeah, he does. There's definitely not many songs with Ty on it that is not that you can legit say that's trash.
Right. But to sit here, I would never say that he is the next Nate Dogg. I feel like he hasn't had enough like that.
R.I.P.
Because, R.I.P. to Nate Dogg. Nate Dogg had like a string, like back to back to back to back.
They just redid his Tombstone too.
They redid it.
Yeah.
How do you redo a Tombstone?
The Tombstone guy that revamps the Tombstone.
The one Tombstone guy. There's one Tombstone guy.
He did Left Eyes Over. He did who else? Nate Dogg. He did a lot of people.
I don't know.
Some people.
Didn't Nate Dogg also like fall to the hologram? Didn't somebody hologram him too?
I don't know.
I heard about that, but it was like a short-lived thing. So I don't know if it actually happened though.
Yeah. Speaking of, I saw videos of that Whitney Houston hologram tour, and it was just creepy.
Was it?
Oh man, it didn't.
So wait, they really went through with that?
Really?
Yeah, they really went through with it.
Wait, it's a hologram. So it's a live concert with this hologram.
With a hologram of Whitney, but the hologram is in one space. It doesn't move.
Right,
It's
'cause
just
they
in
haven't
one
figured
segment.
out how
It
how
to-
to
doesn't
move it
move.
around, and it's just they have dancers, and then
Where was this at?
I don't remember.
Cali or some shit?
I don't remember. I just remember hearing about it and then being like, no, but they did it. And the hologram Whitney in the middle that looked like a Madame Tussauds wax figure.
What?
And-
Disrespectful.
Oh, so it didn't even look like
to
Whitney.
I mean,
The
it looked like Whitney,
legend.
but it didn't look like Whitney. And it was just
singing.
It was just so disgusting. I'm coughing now.
Damn.
I can't believe they went through with that. I wonder how many people bought. I wonder how much those tickets were. They better be-
enough,
they better have
enough
been-
that they did it.
Well, you know what? That technology too. So probably in the
Well, they
100
haven't
range.
Really mastered it, so it's just.
I said, was it
What
like
is
the
this? A test trial? No, they. It's.
Nah, it's not a test trial, 'cause they-
actual concert.
yeah full blown concert because they had
What?
the dancer. The biggest part of the show was the dancers doing the choreography in front and to the side of her with
hell
Whitney
no.
in the back under screens of montages of Whitney doing the songs.
Yeah, I don't think they figured out a way to stretch the projector, the hollow projector, across a stage so that they could put her in different
Would
spots.
you guys go see a hologram concert though?
No.
Who?
No.
You don't spend money on nothing.
But who concert?
A hologram concert. Just a
hologram?
any
Oh, would
hologram.
I spend money
yeah,
on?
would you go see?
Nah,
a
I'm not
hologram
spending no
concert?
damn money on no hologram.
Well, I know. I already knew the answer. This question was more for.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not even-
Did
not
you bring
even
them
close.
wipes?
Oh, I forgot.
Of course. You see
You
me
had
here
to
with my
ask me.
Lysol, right? I'm
All
not
right,
playing
but you
around
ain't
with this
have to
Corona.
ask me like that. Did you bring them wipes? Damn, Dad. Sorry.
I don't. You see, I got the anti-corona
I see.
juice. Yo, this coronavirus. I mean, I know there's a lot of people making jokes because they figure like this is gonna pass just like SARS and Ebola,
SARS
and
is a form of coronavirus.
that's what I heard.
It is.
But it's like, I feel like every year there's a disease. Like every single year, we had West Nile, we had Ebola
That's true.
scares, we had mad cow, mad pig, mad man, mad
No,
Max.
Madman is still out here.
That's still out there. Shout out to
Mad Man.
BX. BX is nuts. You got the munchies. Damn.
What?
It's loud ass crunch all in the mic.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up? Now
Yeah. So
Shit, I'm just glad
don't
when
got
I was sick,
corona.
it was sick before all this shit happened because I had respiratory shit. And everybody's like, "Do you got that new virus?" I'm like, "What the fuck you talking about?" I just
do you have that new virus like it's an iPhone or
why
some
you
exactly?
shit?
Yeah, that's what you got. I was like, "I don't know. I'm just sick. Just leave me the fuck alone."
That's stupid. You got that new virus?
Who asked you that?
I don't remember. That entire month was a fucking blur
Disrespectful.
of soup and NyQuil and pills and sleep.
Oh
and
yeah. That's when you was telling us how you was
Yeah.
like dumb sick for a long
For a
time.
long, I had just a blur
He
of
delayed his
just
flight.
all of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of flights, you seen how cheap them flights done dip down to,
I
right?
just got a round trip for $200 to Cali. I was fucking happy
Oh, you got it for 200?
for 200 round trip
My people's posted hers 62.
to Cali.
Yes.
What part of Cali?
I don't know. Just Cali.
What airline too? Because that's dumb
What
That I
airline
don't
was
remember.
yours?
shit. American.
That's why America's like, nah, we gonna still.
Shit, I was trying to do Southwest, and I was
That's
like,
good,
that Southwest
so-
not bad. And then I saw round trip, what I was
Yep,
gonna pay
'cause I've been
one
looking
way,
for
and I was
it.
just
Right.
like, yep, I'm done. I'm picking that up now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, coronavirus fucking everything up except the gas prices. Them gas prices ain't really dipping that much.
Right.
Them people are like, nah. We enjoying this $2 that we $2 per gallon that we've been getting for the last 8, 9, 10 years. So we're not
It's-
going back.
And
We're not going back down.
Thank you so much, because that Cali gas was, oh gosh,
Yo, when that
How much is gas in Cali?
and between $4 and $5.
damn.
Yeah, and if it's under 4, that's cheap. Yeah, it's
Yo, like when I started driving, showing my age, folks,
85.
gas prices was 87, 85 cents a gallon. And then we had like an oil spill, and we had that desert storm war, and they were like, oh, because of the desert storm, we gotta raise gas prices. Bullshit.
Yeah, I don't remember it. I
And
don't
then
remember under
it's
one. I remember
never
one.
gone back to that since.
No,
Not even close.
I remember
Like, I
one
don't
something.
remember
I
that.
don't remember 80. I do remember walking around as a kid looking at gas prices and thinking, man, if that shit goes over 2, that is horrible. And now I'm just loving and thanking everybody down here for this gas.
I remember wondering how people in California was going to survive when the gas prices got up that high. Because it was just like, when the gas prices go
I'll
up,
be going
everything going to go
nowhere.
up. You know what I mean? So it's just like,
And people still out there in Jeeps and Hummers and the gas guzzling
Well, they got it.
everything's.
that's because half the population are drug dealers.
No, they're not. Bunch of fucking
I mean, how else they gonna survive out there?
stereotype.
Yo,
You got
a
only-
1 bedroom, not even a 1 bedroom, as what they call it?
Studio.
A studio apartment out there is like what, 15, 16?
In a dangerous neighborhood, sure.
Look at that, in a dangerous neighborhood.
Yeah, I'm always bougie for those you who don't know.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm bougie.
I don't know about
I'm
bougie.
cheap. I'm cheap when it comes to myself. But okay. Speaking of low key bougie, but not. When's the last time y'all been to Red Lobster?
It's been a while for me.
Yeah, it's been a while for me.
I think last time I went was 10 years ago and last night, and I don't think I'm going back for another 10 fucking years.
Why?
God, the amount of money I spent for 2 people last night.
Oh yeah.
For what the fuck they gave me.
Yeah.
Reminds me why the hell I never fucking went to
Well,
Red Lobster.
see, where you fucked up as is that you stopped going 10 years ago. That's where you fucked up at, because like I used to take.
Let
10
me
years
rephrase
ago,
that.
it was
Sorry.
popping.
Let me rephrase that. I always forget how old I am. 20 years ago, because I went with my family.
Oh,
I went with
okay.
my parents. 10 years
But
ago,
that's
I
what I'm
was an
saying.
adult.
Like back then, the food was still relatively cheaper than what it is now. Like a lobster pizza back then when it first came out was like $7.
Right.
Now it's $14 for that damn thing.
Even appetizers in restaurants is OD, like for wings.
Yeah, but this I was not prepared for this. I should have just went back to. We went to Melting Pot for Valentine's Day. I should have went back to Melting Pot.
Right.
Yeah.
Or should have went to Roof Chris.
Fam, I just be going to like the little mom and pop restaurants now, yo, because I be like these chain restaurants be just hitting you over the head with these prices. I remember
Done. I've been
like
done with lobster.
oh, excuse me. What's that place? Longhorn.
No, I ain't been there in forever.
Longhorn used to have this. I used to eat the salmon salad, right? This is before I was vegan. The salmon, the piece of salmon they'll give you was like a nice size. It was like
Now the shit long like
it's just
that's
long
what I
and
think.
thin. It's a long skinny ass piece of fish, and I'm like, yo, what the hell is this? And they charging you like $4 or $5
$22
more, right? Mad greens. The thing overflowing with greens, and then one itty bitty piece of the fucking salmon in the middle of that. What that's supposed to do?
It's supposed to fill you up, man.
Make you want to get something else because you're still hungry.
Right. And then they used to give you a whole piece of bread. Now they give you a quarter, not even a half, a quarter. Yeah, man. I have been making it. If I do go out to eat, I'm making it a habit of just hitting up the mom and pop spots, because you're gonna get
They need
more
our
traditional food and you're gonna get it a lot cheaper.
And leftovers.
Yeah.
Leftovers.
You know Elle, she's always up on the leftovers. She's finding a way
Oh yeah,
to
yeah.
have a plate
My bad.
from everywhere and anywhere.
I'm saying, yeah.
And I don't fault you for that, but you know she knows how to do that.
Elle's the leftover queen.
Right.
I
bet you be hungry in the middle of the night.
I'm gonna
And
be
right now, apparently.
Right.
hopefully this weekend I'll be able to dump the last episode and this one. This week has just been I don't even know how to explain it, yo. Like nothing. This week just feel like nothing been going right for me. And for those who don't know, like I personally have been dealing with I've been battling with depression for years. And then I would say like the last 5 or 6 years I've been dealing with like anxiety. Help me out here. Anxiety attacks though. Like I be getting attacks. Like my chest be getting tight, and like I can't process my thoughts.
Damn.
And yeah, so
It's more common than you think, though.
Oh, it's.
I believe it.
It's more than common. I wouldn't be surprised if more than 50% of the population has some form of depression.
I believe it. So that coupled with like close coworkers or coworkers that I'm really close with, they hearing that like one I'm not saying no names, but one of them their mothers is fighting cancer. Another one just lost her sister like that. It's just crazy, man. And so all of that stuff was just kind of bringing me down. And then, of course, like I was trying to get like a lot of things done this week, and it just wasn't working out. I was just like, man, I don't know what. And then, of course, the weather. Yeah, I thought we was gonna get some warm. Yeah, the rain, like it was just like cloudy
so
all the time.
And then any day that it's been sunny, this wind has just been hitting you in the face.
Yeah, what is with that?
I don't know. And then we're supposed to lose the hour tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Fantastic.
And it's supposed,
God,
yes,
the
for
festival's
one,
go forward,
but it's
right?
supposed to be hotter. But we'll see how that actually works out.
We will
And
see.
if it does get hotter, the rain just gonna come through. Yeah.
Yeah, it's trash, man. But so like that's what I've been dealing with, and
Nah, that was him hitting the chair.
What?
When
Oh.
you knocked on the chair, she thought somebody knocked on the door.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I hate when I get into slumps like that. Usually they don't last this long. Like this one was like a week and a half.
Shit.
So what do you do? What do
I just-
do to come out?
I don't. I just wait for it to be over. I just wait for shit to change.
Shit, you seem like you keep yourself busy though.
Yeah.
You try to keep yourself busy to keep your mind off of shit all the time.
You know what my problem is like, yeah, sometimes when you're busy you don't really think too much of the other shit, but like I be wanting to get stuff done too, like, and then if I can't get this one thing done and then I have to go to something else and then that don't get done, so now that's two things, and then that something else come up and then that don't get done, so that's three things, and then so on. It's like when it's all start piling up, then it's just like, you know what I mean?
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Right.
Right.
So that's what's been going on with your boy. Just kind of worked through it. That's how I be feeling.
That be life.
Shit, at least you're talking about it.
Right.
You hold that shit in, it's just poof.
Yeah, that's I'm still kind of half and half with that.
Do you want to go to therapy?
You know what? It's funny you said that because I was really thinking that. I was thinking, you know what?
I love
I'm
therapy.
long overdue for
I
that.
love it.
I think more people should do it. Actually,
I think everybody should do it. Everybody.
I when I was going through the shit I was going through, I went and it helped. And
Mm-hmm.
it helped until I realized, okay, I don't really actually think I need therapy too much because I talk to anybody and everybody about my shit. But even I was like, yo, this therapy for like these maybe 4 or 5 sessions I had definitely helped out.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you just go to really legitimately be like, all right, that was
It help you
cool.
see
I think
things
I'm
from a
good now,
different,
so I can,
yeah.
Perspectives.
Perspectives.
You just got to make sure you have the right therapist, though.
Right.
yeah. See, that's the hard part because it's just like trying to find a good barber. You know what I mean? It's really really tough to
But
find
you have
somebody.
to be patient and open to the process. So.
My
Yeah.
insurance,
You
my
get
insurance won't
frustrated.
let me be patient.
Oh shit. Well, do your research and shit.
Yeah, my insurance won't let me be. Every time I be dreading, like I be having stomach problems again last couple of weeks, and my girl was
You
like,
eat nothing but bird food and
"Nah, this
no
is something.
seasoning.
This is something else. I don't know what it is really. It be coming and going, but my girl was like, you need to go to the doctor, and I was like, yeah, sure. And my pockets is like, yeah, all right. You see what that last bill was, bro? After that testing, you still paying on that. You know what I mean? So it's that shit sucks, man.
So your insurance gonna fuck around and have you.
So you can't go to the doctor, like pay a copay and just go.
I mean, I can, but then when that bill come,
Go to the free clinic. No, then Michael Jordan opened up a free clinic.
He did, but
You show your income and then they bill you based off that.
Shit, you reminded
That's
me.
what I
I'm
heard.
trying to figure out whether or not I'm supposed to be billed for these X-rays I got. I hope that shit don't just pop up in like 2 months.
Oh, it's gonna pop up
Oh,
on
It's
your
gonna
ass.
pop
I
up when
had
you
to-
least
God,
fucking expect it.
I had
too.
that happen when I had to go to the emergency room when I didn't want to, like maybe a couple summers ago, and then like I got
What you mean you
hit.
didn't want to? We went by.
I-
Like, they forced you to go, man.
No. So like I was visiting my brother in DC,
Mm-hmm.
and my allergies were real, just like closing up my throat, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Yo, like take me somewhere." And I was expecting to go to urgent care. And they brought me to the emergency room, and I was like, shit. They were nice enough to go take me. I can't ask them to take me somewhere else now. And I was just like, all right, well,
Damn, your allergies get like that.
sometimes they do. That was the first time it ever happened, but I had trouble swallowing. I couldn't breathe. It felt like I had some, yeah.
Your allergies was that bad.
Yeah, it just randomly when
You
I
need a
drove to
fucking
DC.
EpiPen.
And nah,
Yes, you
it
do.
wasn't to that point. Like
It sounded like it was getting to that point.
Eventually it went away because I just took pills after pills after pills, and it went away. But
You need an EpiPen.
man.
Somebody to shoot you in the ass with the EpiPen.
Who got $600 for EpiPen?
He's a
Right.
teacher. He got insurance.
Is your insurance good
Y'all
as a
insurance
teacher?
good? It's good.
It's good enough for me. Good enough for me. But yeah, I still got that
It's
800.
not. It's not good enough for families. It's just
but
honorable.
yeah, it's just me. So it's
Yeah,
not-
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Even like ever since I started working where I'm working now, and I got that Blue Cross, my shit been ass, yeah. When I was with that Aetna though,
I got Blue Cross. So yeah, it's some shit.
when I was with Aetna for fire, yo, Aetna was the truth, yo.
Shit, I basically went in the emergency room, had them tell me you don't have strep, you're okay. Just keep taking Advil and the allergy medicine and be on your way. And then a month later, got that $800 bill to go into the emergency room to tell me to do what I'm already doing.
Right.
And that's why I was like, next time,
It's all about money. Guys.
take me to urgent care,
all
please, so I
about
can
money.
pay $100 instead of $800. And now I am legit waiting on this X-ray bill to be coming because that was
Once
like
once you get that one thing that says this is not a bill, this is an estimate, it's like, oh shit, here it come.
Look, I'm glad I got that X-ray because first they were like, "Nah, you probably don't got pneumonia." Fuck, you got pneumonia. Damn it.
You probably don't have it. It's a
But-
50-50.
You
Who
might have it.
knows?
Shit. Yeah, shit. You got that new virus though? You got to check that. You got that new virus? Nah, it was just.
Like, hey, you got that new virus? Hey,
You got that upgrade.
you got the coronas?
Speaking of how we feeling when we down and stuff, this next song is called Brandon. It's called "How You Feeling" by Brandon Joseph from Palm Beach. I believe that might be Florida.
Maybe. But you got segues on deck, so.
Segways on segways on segways.
No sad part, cause you're around. That don't mean that you can't hold it down. You say I'm always out of town, but don't think that don't mean that we can't figure it out, babe. I've been running things, came through some things, give your heart to me. Don't act like you ain't tryna have my baby. And your new man simply ain't a man like this. I won't be afraid. Back in
Hey, how you feeling? How you feeling right now? Now, yeah, yeah. Knowing me, it's about to go down, down, yeah, yeah. How you feeling? How you feeling right now? Right now.
Damn, Jacob, shit crack.
Morning, you know I'm zoning. You know I want the whole thing. Fuck a portion. See you with that lame boy. He just started. Come and get this good love. You important. You know that I'm here, baby, when you fallin'. You ain't gotta stress, no, call it. Look at how your life changed. Now you ballin'. Look at how your life changed. Now you ballin'. Baby, this that new shit. How you feel now? Old school love, real slow, roll bounce. Happy when you happy, baby, let that smile out. I ain't talking clubs, but I'm headed right now, now, yeah, yeah. Knowing me, it's about to go down, down, yeah, yeah. How you feeling right now, right now.
Damn, take this shit crap.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's Brandon Joseph. Brandon Joseph. Song's called How You Feeling from Palm Beach. Yeah, I wasn't seeing the thing. You gonna have to show me later on, Amadou, how that is properly done, because I haven't figured that out yet.
Gotcha.
I mean, I guess I could just copy it from the URL.
Yeah, that's really it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm gonna just do that then. What was we talking about? Food. What the hell's that?
Me
Oh.
playing the podcast on my phone.
This guy had showed up earlier. And I thought that he was the guest that I was waiting on.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was just like, "Hey, how do I find room 153?" And I was like, "Oh."
Suck your mic.
Psyched my mind completely, yo. What else been going on, yo?
I need to go back to ATL more often.
Why?
And it's fun. It's nice. It's lovely to just see black people in their element.
Yo, that is truth. That is 1,000% truth right there. Like my first time visiting Atlanta back in 2006, I definitely got that vibe. It was like you could see it. And then when I went back again last year, I could see it even more.
Yeah.
Like,
it was
people just out there just getting there.
Like
just
everybody's
living
there.
and
Everybody's
getting-
there, but black people are just it's Wakanda. It's our own version.
It's a
what
tiny
the closest
Wakanda
thing to Wakanda
that
I
we
can
gonna
see.
get.
Yeah.
The closest thing to Wakanda we gonna get.
Wakanda.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But fuck that traffic though.
that traffic
Ah.
is the devil.
That shit is horrible.
Really?
1,000% that traffic is, and you know, when I was again, it was terrible back in 2006, the first time I visited. Like when I was driving down there, right? It was like the middle of the week. My girlfriend at the time, I helped her move down there, right? So we get on. I can't remember. It's similar to the number for the interstate here for Charlotte. It's kind of like a 485 that goes like all the way around. I can't remember the number,
I don't know.
but it
It's
goes
like
in a complete circle.
275, I think.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Or 285, maybe.
Something like that.
Something like that.
It's their circle one is just like ours. It's 100 and it
Yeah.
has a 75 or 85.
Yeah, but
and then they
theirs
got
is
the-
like a complete circle though.
Yeah.
Like a whole circle. But anyway, so I was right when we got onto that highway. I was like, damn, this is a wide highway.
yeah.
Like you could literally land a B-52 on that, like on that highway. It's really, really wide. It's like 6 lanes on both sides. So I was like, man, they must not have no issue with psych.
Complete
Psych.
fucking traffic.
Fam, I have never seen traffic like that on the East Coast before. I thought New York traffic was bad. New York traffic's bad, but it's not.
But we be moving though.
But yeah, we be moving. This traffic here is like a parking lot. It's just like,
still like there's no way you can go. It's just you done.
yo, even like when you trying to get onto the highway, this is something new for me when I went down last time. Like there's a light, right? So like there's 2 lanes to get onto the highway, right? Depending on what on ramp you take, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but you sit there though. You don't just go onto the highway during the rush hour. You don't just go onto the highway.
Oh really?
Yeah, this light comes on is red, right?
Really?
And then what happens is one side will turn
Oh, my
green,
God.
and then like that car can go, then it'll immediately go back to red, and then the other side will turn green. That car got to go, and it'll immediately turn to red, and then back and forth that whole time. That's how they regulate the traffic.
And so if you're trying to get on the traffic to get on the expressway or the freeway when you're downtown is worse than the damn like we went to the Georgia Aquarium, we found a parking space, and then where we were going, there was so much traffic that at least 7 square blocks of just everybody stopped. And I was sitting there trying to get out of the street parking, like, somebody please just let me in so I can find another way to go and go away. And the problem is they don't have multiple on-ramps.
Right.
I was trying to go away to go farther up to get, and they were like, nope, turn back around, go right back into the traffic to get onto the one on-ramp with the construction next to it. So you got the right lane blocked. And it's just bad.
Yeah, you gotta. You definitely have to know your back ways,
So how
and
long
then
it
even
took
your.
you to get to from point A to point B.
So we
I
at
just wanna
that.
know how
So
long.
last Saturday we were there, and we were staying in Lawrenceville, which is about a good, if there's no traffic, maybe a good 30 minutes. With traffic, can get up to an hour. So we had to go in there twice in a day. Trying to get back to Lawrenceville from getting back in our car, it took at least 25 minutes to go 3 blocks from our parking space to onto the on-ramp. It didn't help that my dumbass didn't actually take the on-ramp the first time. So I passed it and had to take a whole other ass U-turn to get right back on. Like, shit. Wasting time. And then took about another 10 minutes to get out of the traffic on the freeway. And then there was no traffic, but I was still a good maybe 15 miles away from where I was staying.
That
So
is utterly ridiculous.
yeah, it's
Atlanta definitely needs
to do fucking better.
with their traffic.
Well, here's the thing. I was saying this is
Right.
what I was saying for Charlotte. That Charlotte needed to do before they become a next Atlanta or even worse, because they don't have the wide highways that Atlanta has, right?
At least it's wider now, though.
Right, it's wider, but not as wide
Right.
as Atlanta, right? And what I think they need, and what I've been saying they need, is a light rail system, a train system
that
that
isn't
extends all outside
Not
of the
just a
uptown
straight-
area,
it's
not a
just
straight
line
right.
down.
And now, interestingly enough, though, and pardon us, folks, because we're talking some local stuff, some Charlotte stuff. Interestingly enough, I got something in the mail where basically they're talking about they're gonna have different meetings across Charlotte, where I guess they're gonna be speaking on the different lines that they're creating, and extensions that they're creating through Charlotte.
Please do.
So somebody was listening to me while I was doing Lyft, because the whole time I was doing Lyft, that's what I was saying to people in the cars, like, y'all need a train system. Y'all need a train system. I'm gonna take credit for it. Yep.
Especially how fucking big this fucking city is, and I mean area-wise. How long it takes to fucking get everywhere.
And then, of course, you have to include the outlying areas: Gastonia, Belmont, Mount Holly, Huntersville, Concord, Mint Hill,
Davidson, all that shit. And
all of that.
all the fucking colleges y'all got out here.
Right.
Do you know how much money that they will continue to make with all the kids trying to take the train instead of driving to
Right.
all the different colleges?
and then maybe they'll stop making
Charlotte is
making tolls. Them useless ass things.
Carolina is stupid.
Tolls is ass cheeks. I was like, why are y'all making a toll on 77, the most one of the most
Right.
congested roadways in Charlotte, on any hour of the day, and you want to put a toll in? But although I saw that the toll is basically like an express lane.
it is an express
is an
lane.
express
Express lane,
lane.
yeah.
See, that's different. You know what I mean? At least I thought it was going to be like the tolls back up, up our way, L.
Right.
Where it's like, I don't care what kind of car, I don't care what lane you in, you have to
Right.
stop and pay this money.
And paid is
Nope,
$15.
it's just if you want the express lane, they'll charge you.
I gotta Google what the toll is now going to the Holland, yo. Because last time I was there, it was like 18 or something crazy.
It's expensive.
I don't
I
understand.
don't remember.
I don't
just came
understand how
back, too.
how people commute to New York and back on a daily basis with those kind of prices. Like,
It's not as bad as you
no, it's
think
bad.
if you
It's
take
bad.
the other route.
What other
not
route?
So many tolls. I think altogether in tolls, because they did away with the booth, so you can just ride through.
I don't
and
know
they
I don't
scan
know the
your-
name of the bridge that you get
Your
that
license.
cuts through Staten Island and goes over into Brooklyn, but that bridge there, I know coming. I think going there actually, It's either the going there or coming back.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, it was $13. And then when I came down here, I heard it jumped up to 17.
Every
Keep
time?
going up. Yeah.
Like every year, they keep.
No, but like that's how much it is every time you
Every
wanna
time
go
you
to
go
Yeah,
to
That's
the.
every time
fucking
you
worse
go
than
through.
Cali.
Yeah,
I thought the like trying to get from Oakland to San Francisco on the Bay Bridge was trash.
How
yeah.
much is that?
Like $6.
I wish.
Fuck.
I wish it was $6. And then on top of that too, like you would think, okay, well, screw taking the car then because parking is like $50 too. Let me just take this public transportation. Let me take this train, right? The train ticket, depending on where in New Jersey you at, right? I used to live in Central Jersey. Big up to Piscataway, I guess.
You guess.
A train
Oh,
ticket from
Piscataway.
Edison, which is next to Piscataway, it was at the time that I remember it was like $15 one way. One way, $15.
Shit's like $25 now.
Probably, I don't know. I'm
don't
terrified to even look like, but I don't understand how people travel to work
Every day.
and then still pay your bills.
People ask me whether or not I'm moving back
And
to
then
Cali.
let me.
Crazy.
I forgot to mention, like, if you're the regular commuter, right? You gotta pay that parking pass fee too.
Yeah. The Verrazano Bridge now without Easy Pass is $19.
God damn!
With Easy Pass, it's $12.24.
What and how much do you pay a month for Easy Pass? Because that's
Now,
even.
let's see. That's
Wait, what's the Holland looking like?
hold on. I got Sprint.
That is insane, yo.
No wonder everybody who live in Charlotte is from New York and not from Charlotte.
That is trash.
Okay, that every time you do that, man, I'm just like, I don't know if
I
you
say,
yaying or
yay,
booing. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that
boo.
soundbite.
Ooh.
Damn.
Yeah, but that is trash. I can't believe it's gotten that high. 20?
The Whitestone, the Bronx, where I'm from. With the Easy Pass is $6.12. The toll is $9.50.
Ah, okay.
Most of them are $9.50.
Okay.
The Throsneck,
I feel like if it's
the
within
Tappan Zee,
if it's within the city, it's cool.
the Triborough,
But if you're coming in
the
from
Battery
like
Tunnel,
if you're
Brooklyn,
coming in
shout
from
out.
like Connecticut or New Jersey,
Queens Midtown Tunnel.
you're getting slammed. What that
Yeah.
Holland look like?
Let me see
The Holland
right
pop up on
here.
there? I know that Holland is expensive. I know it is, yo.
I'm not moving ever again.
I'm not going back up north. There's no reason for me to.
I ain't going back west. I ain't going back north.
The George Washington Bridge got peak and off peak hours.
Yeah, that's how. See, again, that's how it is.
It's
in the,
$15.
please
The
tell me that's
Holland
peak.
is $15. The off peak for Holland is $10.50. The peak for Holland is $12.50. The Lincoln Tunnel the same, and $15 regardless.
That is
So you
super
crossing
trash.
each way is $30.
Yep. And not to mention parking. We
It's
have
not like out here in Charlotte where we can just find a random parking lot and it'd be like $5.
wait. Is it $5 to park by the light rail parking? Is it $5?
They
I
it
don't know
used to
how
be
much
free.
it-
It was free for a while, where you could just park in their own parking lots. I think they charging that shit now. I haven't been in a while, but
That's trash,
yeah,
yeah.
people wondering why we broke.
Yeah.
We
So
say we broke.
I've been saying at some point, people gonna have to start riding their bicycles to work. Like,
All them damn scooters out everywhere. That's why they have it. Even though you got to pay for
well, no,
it.
I'm talking about like
From home?
for that long commute. That's what I'm talking about.
Might
For
as
that,
well just train for the Tour de France. And
you know what I'm saying?
go ahead and just start your training now.
Yeah, man. I don't understand with how people are going to survive with these prices going up the way it is.
And it's gonna go up $1.25 every year Toes is about to be 16,
Oh my
25.
gosh. Crazy. Shit.
Anyway, what else is?
All we want to do is go home and shit. Can't even drive there now. Fuck it.
One last thing about Atlanta. Slutty Vegan
Oh.
is fucking
How was it?
delicious.
Mm-hmm.
It is fucking. Y'all were waiting. Y'all were waiting.
I've been telling y'all.
Y'all were
What did
waiting.
y'all
I've been
have?
telling
What did
y'all.
have?
Y'all were
KB,
waiting
fire.
3 hours, 4
KB's
hours in
the
the line for
producer.
the
He's the
Charlotte for
producer.
when the Charlotte pop up for Slutty Vegan. We went down there to the actual store, waited like an hour in line, which is not 3 hours.
They went straight to the source for this.
We went
yo.
straight there,
Is
and
there one out here?
nah,
It's just in Atlanta.
It's just in Atlanta. And whenever they come up here, that's why I see why it's so long, because that shit was fucking delicious. It is not a burger.
Yeah, but you're not waiting as long. You're not waiting as long there as we did for the pop up that they had. in
No,
here in Charlotte.
not at all. Not at all.
Like what? Like an hour and a half?
Hour wait compared to the 3 or 4 hour wait I
Yeah,
heard other
that's-
people had.
That's how long I waited when we went. And man, let me tell you, like, I don't even remember the sandwiches we had, but fam, we both took a bite
That shit was.
and we looked at each other. Then we looked back at the sandwich, and I was like, "Yo, try this, yo." Like we said at the same time, like, "Yo, try this," and we bit into each other's sandwich. And then we looked at each other, and we looked at the sandwich. Fam,
Y'all looked at each other like y'all was cheating on each other. Like,
fam.
damn.
No, like we was in a group. We was in an orgy. That's what that was.
Look,
Them
it's,
sandwiches were so
it's-
damn good.
it's not a burger. So like people ask, how does it taste compared to? It's not a burger. You don't compare it. It's just like another type of food that is fucking delicious.
I mean, they have burgers.
They make
and then
the
they have
burgers.
sandwiches.
What did you have?
we had. I forgot what it was called, but I had. We both had the one that was made out of plantains. It was the plantain burger with the plantain
okay.
on it.
the not the PLT,
Mm-mm.
but the other one. I can't remember the name of
Plantains,
it.
though.
I can't remember it either. I know it wasn't
like
one of their
plantains,
like.
though.
Let's see if I can pull it up
it wasn't
here.
the menage a trois or the slut or the whatever the fuck that else they call it. All I
Got
know,
food named
it
Menage
was
a Trois.
it was delicious.
Let me see if I could pull up the menu here.
Plantain based burger with a plantain in it and everything else, and they fries is bomb. It was it's worth the hour.
It definitely is. Yo,
It's
like,
worth the hour wait.
It is
to go down
And I
there.
mean, it goes by pretty fast. Let me see what we got here. It wasn't the Menage a Trois.
Nope.
It wasn't the super
What's the
slut.
Menage a Trois? 'Cause,
The Menage a Trois is an impossible burger patty loaded with vegan bacon, vegan shrimp, vegan cheese, caramel,
Caramel.
caramelized onions, lettuce, tomato, and a slutty sauce on a vegan Hawaiian bun. That shit just sound. It's just making my mouth water right now.
Man, it
Mine
was
been.
I believe you had the dancehall queen.
Dancehall Queen. Yep.
Yeah,
That
Impossible
is-
Burger Patty.
And it's black people
with-
that own this.
Yeah, of
Yep.
course.
Yep. It's Atlanta. The experience.
We are fucking awesome.
The
We are
experience
fucking
waiting
awesome.
in line
We're awesome.
is just as fun.
Oh,
as-
yeah.
Is it?
because
Yeah.
it's black people.
Yeah, it's
So
all
look,
black people.
look here. They had street parking, right? And there's this one lady who was just having the worst time parallel parking. And
would
of
be me.
course,
That would be
and of
something like me.
course,
You know the jokes came.
4
Yep.
or 5 people in front of the line just looking, just waiting. And once she get in, she was just everybody in line was like,
Clap. Did they?
hey! And I'm just sitting there like, this is more older lady. Come on, y'all. But I'm secretly laughing my damn self. It's like black people.
because
man.
I can't parallel park for shit,
Really?
man.
My parallel parking is nice, yo.
Yeah, so is mine. I pride myself in that shit.
Listen.
I get
I'll be
pissed
okay.
off when I fuck up too. I was
It
like,
take
what
me
you
30
doing?
fucking minutes.
Really?
I'll be there. I'll be there on time.
Okay. So that's why you late everywhere.
Yeah.
That's why.
I really do. I really do. Be on time.
So the ones I had, the last time I was there, I had the big dog, which is Beyond Meat bratwurst, sauerkraut, and the slutty sauce on a pretzel bun. Fam.
Yo, let's go.
Orgasm in the mouth.
I want to go. I really want to go because I'm hungry Now I'm hungry.
Yeah, for real. And I believe my girl had the sloppy toppy. Either that or the chicken head.
Chicken.
Chicken head.
Project Pat.
Chicken head.
Oh, hey.
Fam, I used to think like Project Pat and 3-6 Mafia and all them were trash. And
Man.
nowadays, I'm just like,
Now
nah,
that you grew
now
up.
I know. And
Now
now I'm
you
hearing what's
know.
going on. That never mind.
Yeah.
Right.
But I used to laugh my ass off at them, man.
Really?
So hard thinking they were the worst of the worst. When No Limit came out, I didn't hate Cash Money. I like Cash Money, but I knew they weren't very good. And now just it's more grown and more perspective on what's happening now. And I just wonder when the kids now are grown and start talking about how they people are the legends and whatever the new iteration of hip hop
Right.
is gonna. I don't know. But anyway, that's
We gonna sit back laughing at
I think
this
we
shit.
talk about this every week.
Yeah.
But I deal with it every week.
Oh yeah.
All right, well, let's get into a song real quick. This song is called "On Me," under somebody from. God damn, how you even
I don't
pronounce
need you to get
this?
these names
You
right.
back to the
like,
names?
Man, what do you say? Somebody.
Under SNST.
We gonna have to.
I don't
have
know
you
what that is.
pronounce
Anderson
these.
Street?
Anderson Street. Anderson Street. You right. Good job.
There we go. I'll be around 6th, 7th, and 8th graders who can't technically do very well with that. So I can read some broken ass
But
shit.
now listen to this. Listen to the part of Canada he's from. It's Mississauga. Mississauga? Mississauga.
IPPI what?
Nah.
Say, you in Mississippi and Canada?
No,
Mississauga.
Mississauga.
Mississauga. I don't know.
I need to figure out.
He's from
who-
that part of Canada.
I'm about to
Anyway.
say,
He
I
from
need to-
Canada, y'all.
I need to figure
Shit.
out what version of Big Crit
Not-
is in that area. So it's not Mississippi, it's Mississauga. That's the
Mississauga.
song.
Right. Yeah, and the song is called "On Me." Here we go.
Can't pick up the money calling. Bet it on myself, I'm going all in. Got it on me. Diamonds on me. Check the stats, I've been ballin'. Splashing on them, they don't want no problem. Got it on me. 30 on me. All I ever wanted was to do it like Michael. Got my money up, now I'm living like the white folk. Crib got a view, my bitch a sight though. Her pussy good, her head psycho. So much money, I thought it was a typo. I'm making bread, I got the right dough. BB dancing like a light show. Future looking bright, said I want this shit for life, ho. Can't pick up the money calling. Bet it on myself, I'm going all in. Got it on me. Diamonds on me. Check the stats, I've been ballin'. Splashing on them, they don't want no problem. Got it on me. 30 on me. My girl look just like a model, but she not one. Not a role model, but my nuts up. I was in the gym, I got my shots up. I wanted win so bad, I bust up. Ever since then, yeah, I've been bossy. I say go, they Roger copy like they on a walkie-talkie. I got so much ice around me, you would think I'm playing hockey. Shorty say she wanna ride it like a Kawasaki, She say she like it when I'm cocky, Make her wanna give me sloppy toppy, Told her we can get it poppin'. You can meet me in the lobby, but there ain't no time for talking, Can't pick up the money calling. Bet it on myself, I'm going all in. Got it on me. Diamonds on me. Check the stats, I've been ballin'. Splashing on them, they don't want no problem. Got it on me. 30 on me.
Yep. "On Me" by Anderson Street. Thanks again to Amaru for the code in that.
Yes, sir.
Um, hopefully, well, you know what? Judging from how you was playing that there, we not having the same sound issues we had the last podcast when we was testing out the live thing.
Oh yeah,
So my theory was right. Like the volume was up on this thing. So and I didn't check the volume levels before I started this. Well, I did check it, but I thought it was good. I was like, okay, the blue, I could see the blue, but the blue was reaching damn near to the top, and I didn't even think like, oh, okay, that was too loud. But
What was that voice?
Right, who?
that's my inside voice, my inside technical
that's too
nerd.
loud.
That's how you sound.
That's how you sound.
Yeah, don't be discriminated. Oh, yo, I like that shirt.
Thanks.
Where you get that from?
TJ Maxx, $8.
Say word. Yo,
Yo,
Boys in the
TJ Maxx
Hood.
over here.
Boys in the Hood, man. That was that movie, yo. Did y'all watch They Got to Have Us?
Yes.
On Netflix.
I didn't
yes,
watch
it
that
was
yet.
so
Please watch
fucking
that.
good.
Do not tell me about
And
it.
that's no, we're not gonna
Okay.
say anything about it, but like
And look, it really is just a history of black cinema
Yeah.
over
Oh, okay.
over time. So there's no spoilers. It's just how good it is, who they get to talk and what they
Okay.
talk about, and yeah.
I feel though like
All
they
right,
could
I'll
have
watch
gotten
that
more
tonight.
in depth. Like I feel like there's more. You know why I feel like that? Because like when I look at like evolution of hip hop and how in depth that series
you
is,
got to keep reminding me to watch that because I keep forgetting to watch it.
forgot to
you
watch it too.
let me
I
tell you
think I
something.
watched
If you
it.
start watching the very first one, you're gonna get hooked.
Evolution of
Evolution
hip-hop.
of hip
Because
hop.
you know Netflix
Yeah.
got like 50 million different
Yeah.
history of hip hop
No,
shows.
let me tell you
No,
something.
the
This one
evolution.
has
This
to
one
be
is
the
good.
definitive. This is the definitive. I'm saying it. This is the definitive hip hop.
I saw a couple of the first season. And
Yo, even like when it is
It's
so
good, though.
intriguing.
Yep.
Like that first season,
They on
like
point.
how hip hop started. Like I knew about Cool Hook. I knew about him.
right, you think you be knowing about this shit, but then
But
they show
when
you some other shit.
when you watch that, you be like, what?
What?
I
Yep.
didn't know he was Jamaican. I didn't know he did this. I didn't know he did like that whole every season. You're gonna hear about artists that brought something to the game that changed the game, and or you just and like how certain things start. Like even this last season where they talked about where the word twerk came from. I was like, what? I didn't know that.
I don't know where that originated from.
It basically originated from New Orleans, but how
bounce.
they came with that word, like, I mean, it sounds simple when they say it, but like how they came about it, but it's just like wow, like because we still say that word to this day,
right.
to this day, to this day,
to this
to this day.
that Negro got knocked.
Oh man, let's talk about that real quick.
He got
yo.
beat up on it.
Let's
I
talk-
knew it was gonna happen.
You knew it was gonna happen.
I had Fury. Go check out the Easy Reviews podcast on the Yuri Reviews channel. We called it. Everybody who was on the show said Fury was going to win. He won the first fight, even though they said it was a tie.
I never saw the first fight.
Okay, so basically, Fury boxes and Wilder fights and throws haymakers.
Let's
And
talk about the difference in the two that you just said.
I'm not gonna say I'm an expert on that, but Fury can act. He's like Mayweather, where his defense is so ridiculous, and he can move and swing and tactically jab and actually know when to punch. And on top of that, he is weird as fuck. So he like does
So weird.
jerky movements and weird just head fakes all the time. It's weird. Looks like he might have Parkinson's or some shit, but he does that and he fights while Wilder is just trying to jab. Let me hit you with this right hook and knock you the hell out very quickly.
Trying to get it over with.
Trying to get over with.
Right.
And basically, the first fight that I saw. When I saw the
Did
first
he
fight,
lick his blood though off his neck?
I
In
don't
the
know if he
pictures, it
actually.
looked like
I don't
was
think he
like,
actually
"I
got the
don't know."
blood, but he definitely stuck his tongue out. Like, okay, Fury beat this boy so bad this second fight. Blood was pouring down Wilder's everywhere, and they, you know how they grappled and everything. And Fury just was like, "Oh yeah, I'm beating your ass." I'm like,
And licking his
I don't think he actually
neck.
touched his neck.
I saw
But
the I saw
yeah.
the picture of them hugged up and his tongue sticking out
Licking the
by the
blood.
side of his head. But I don't know. It doesn't look like his tongue was actually on his body licking his blood. But if it was, that's super
yeah.
disgusting.
Yes,
And disrespectful.
it was disrespectful either way.
Right.
But when you beat somebody that bad, I mean, but yeah, the first fight.
And then from what I hear, immediately went into like a karaoke performance right after the fight. Like
Ooh.
Fury.
He started singing. I don't remember what it was. I left, but I heard about it after. Fury's
Oh my God.
Fury's a weird dude. He's a gypsy.
Singing,
So
just random singing.
and him and his whole crew just belted it out like it was the national anthem or something. And I can't remember what song it was, but it's American Pie.
What?
I think it was American Pie. And they just started to sing it
American Pie. Yeah.
as in celebration. And
That is disrespectful. You gonna
Yeah.
beat a man behind and then start singing American Pie up on the damn in the ring?
in the ring. Yep.
That's disrespectful. Yeah.
Yep. During the interview, started serenading Las Vegas with American Pie.
And here's my other thing with that too, because then Andre should have just took that whooping and just okay, I lost. They're definitely gonna have a third.
He invoked the rematch clause. So they're having a third in July.
Here's my thing, right? Like, here's my issue with Andre. Like, I get that.
Deontay, not Andre.
I mean,
Deontay.
sorry, Deontay. You got to take your losses, yeah. I mean, your losses was gonna help you become even better, right? You learn from your mistakes and then come better the next go around. You didn't learn from your mistakes the first one, clearly. So when the second one came, you got spanked, right? So now, if you invoking this third and you don't come as a different person entirely, you're going to get spanked again.
See, and that's what Fury did. That first fight, Fury was winning the fight, but he wasn't attacking Wilder. He was winning, but Deontay did what he does, and he knocked him out. And what happened? And Deontay almost won that fight straight up. And Fury was knocked out for a good 5 seconds, and then he woke up like The Undertaker. He literally was on the ground, out, and then all of a sudden he was just like, got up and continued the fight. That's why it ended up being a tie, because Fury outboxed him, but Deontay knocked him out twice.
Right.
Or knocked him down twice. Once he was out, once he got right back, he got up. But they went 12 rounds. This one, he got a new trainer, went a different tactic, and instead of waiting for Wilder, he just attacked Wilder again and again and again and not let him get any space. And his boxing tactics, straight up, just...
Meanwhile, Deontay thought that he was going to go in there doing the same thing he did in the last fight. But it's like... And I think the other thing that messed him up too, and it works as a disadvantage to a lot of boxers, is when you go up in weight. When you go up in a weight that you ain't never really been in, you ain't never been comfortable. Like, you just put this jacket on. You know what I'm saying? But you still gotta,
Is what I'm saying. Is it Wilder was always a heavyweight, but he was a heavy. He was the lighter heavyweights. He was one of the lightest heavyweights out there.
Right.
But what he was it that, and then he gained a lot of weight, or was it that he lost the weight? And it was the lightest he fight. Which way was it? Because I can't remember.
I think he had put on weight for this fight. I think it was like 25 or 30 pounds. But then the other guy who was already heavier than him to begin with. He put on some extra pounds too. So it's like, I mean, the guy is just a physically bigger man than him. So it's like, you can't go into that fight the same way you went into with other people. Like, clearly this guy gave you a hard time the last time you fought. So it's like, okay, I can't do the same tricks. So let me do something different here.
Well, hopefully you're training different for getting ready for this July fight, because...
Is July?
Yeah, they already got it.
July.
It's in July. But there were so many people upset because it was Black History Month, and we done already had so many losses, and they were just like, and I was like,
oh my God,
y'all should have seen that coming.
Oh my
I
God.
didn't think he. It'd be interesting because Mayweather said, "Look, I'll train you and show you how to actually like defend and fight," and that'd be.
Who he said that to?
Wilder.
Really?
Mayweather was like, "Look, let me train you and show you how you." Well, okay, it was one of those articles that you see on your timeline. So maybe he did.
So we don't know for sure if he said that.
But that would be interesting because if like he did that, I would actually think, hey, you know what? Mayweather has the defensive ability and the boxing ability. If you really could train him to learn how to do that, it would be more of an even fight.
Speaking of Mayweather, I saw a quick video clip of him on Drink Champs. and he was saying how I guess they brought up the whole thing about him and Ti, and he was just like, if your wife is this trophy, then you should keep her on the shelf. And I said, damn, bars.
Who said that?
Mayweather
said that to
illiterate.
T.I.?
Mayweather illiterate ass. I don't know how he come up with that shit, but that was bars, yo.
He saw it. Somebody said that, and he just remembered that shit.
Maybe, but right now,
nigga,
I'm gonna give him credit.
You can't read
right
this,
now,
I'm
I'm
gonna say this.
Right now, I'm gonna give him credit for that though, because everybody in the room, including myself, was just like, "Oh shit." Okay.
So were they like, "Oh shit," because it was a great bar, or
they was like, "Oh shit, that was a great bar."
More surprised Mayweather was the one who said it.
Both of them.
Right.
That's what it was. Like I was just like, "Damn, that came from you." That was crazy. But my thing with him though, real talk, like you had an issue with two rappers, yo, 50 and now Ti.
50 got an issue with everybody.
No, but I mean, what I'm saying is like. You have these are two very well known artists that you've gotten into it with. Like, why? Is it them or is it you?
It may be him, my brother.
I'm leaning more towards him
I'm leaning towards him.
because
Mayweather,
as great as a boxer as he is,
He's cocky.
he ignorant as hell, yeah. Ignorant.
Ignorant people attract ignorant people, though.
Not really.
Okay, maybe I'm
Because if that was the case, like, these ratchet ass reality shows wouldn't be doing so well. Because it'd only be ignorant people. Like, I've seen some really let me change that. Because intelligent doesn't necessarily mean
Yeah.
that you're not ignorant.
Okay, real quick, shout out to my brother Lex, who's in the chat, saying that Tyson Fury had cupcake batter in those gloves. We smoking. Lex, you out of your damn mind.
Because that was the other thing too, right? They was talking about
Hey, brother.
they was saying something about he didn't have his gloves in his hands and his
Yeah.
gloves all the way in
Something
and all this
like
other
that.
crap. Like, stop making excuses, bro. Just take your loss and come back. Go into the gym, learn some new shit, and come back harder. That's all you had to do. Like, what you lying for?
And then he said,
I wish I had that soundbite in here. Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Ooh, my God.
You need
Why you always lying?
you need the toilet though. You need the toilet to put your foot on.
Oh, yeah.
You need one that just
Dude, that video was a hit, yeah. That was
it
a
ain't
hit
never going
sensation.
away.
Okay.
It ain't never ever going away.
That thing just swept across the country.
Yeah. Oh, it's fucking hilarious.
Let's see here. What else was going on? Biden coming in for like a big. So so there's a couple of things that I want to kind of peel, and I'm. So, there's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about when it comes to this politics thing, right? So the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that, okay, Biden was doing good, but he wasn't doing that good up till Tuesday, this past Tuesday. It was literally like Bernie,
Warren, Biden, is losing
sometimes
Mayor Pete.
Bloomberg, then Biden. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't really up there. Tuesday come and he walking in like he was Tyson Fury, like
with the fucking Sauron outfit on.
He walking in like, it's all me. And then the thing that was bugging me, that was like the CNN and MSNBC, they were like, oh yeah, the black votes, they got out there, those blacks, they voted for Biden because they like him. He did very well under Obama. First of all, what the fuck did he do under Obama? Can somebody tell me?
Rub some people's shoulders.
Hey, I'm the white man in this equation, so just pass this shit for him.
Made some people laugh.
And that's that. He was the white influence when Obama couldn't get shit done.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
He was like, that was that conversation. Like, yo, just do this. He was the pawn. 'Cause
like,
he was like,
what exactly did this man do that was so
he was
great?
just a pawn. Nothing. He ain't do nothing. He
So
was
it's
just a
like,
background.
for me, I'm like, okay, you was vice president in the Obama administration. Okay, whoop-de-doo. We hardly even saw you them 8 years.
Unless you was doing something silly.
Unless you was doing something silly, like you had
What he was doing? Because I never seen him.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Just
I didn't see him in Order 8.
when it just
I mean, I saw
always
him like twice.
I can't remember what they called him, but they called him something Joe because he was always like
Smoking Joe or something like that.
just rubbing people and
He was touchy-feely.
touchy-feely.
Molester Joe.
I don't
He's a-
know.
Yeah, he's a molester.
Nah, not to that point, but it was just always funny watching
Clammy
Joe. with
hands, Joe.
Had to get the sunglasses on, and
Yeah, he's one of those white people that be touching you all the time. That
yes,
to people who don't
Touchy
like
feely
it.
Joe.
Touchy-feely Joe.
yeah, it was
Get your Joe hands off of
Get
me.
your hands out my pocket.
So yeah, so
Yo.
like, so then when Tuesday comes, here he come walking, strolling in here like he's a champ. MSNBC and CNN, before they even get all the numbers, they're like, yeah, he won. And I'm like, yo, see, this is
Yeah, he won. That's it.
all this
It's
shit
over.
just reminds me of the last election, yo, when it was Sanders going up against Hillary. Like, I'm getting that same feeling again, yo.
we might have 4 years of Trump.
Another 4. Listen,
Come on, stop. I'm
Elle,
no,
I'm being
no,
look.
come
I'm not
on,
even.
come
This
on,
is not
come
even
on.
a joke.
Don't even fucking
This-
speak that in
this
the
is not
universe
even a
like
joke.
That ass though.
Let me knock
Power
on
to
wood
tongue.
too. But this is not even a joke.
I'm
like,
banging on
I
the fucking
feel like
wood.
I feel like we're gonna have another 4 this
I
motherfucker.
rebuke that in the name. I rebuke it.
It's just the feeling where there's way too many people who support Biden who wouldn't support anybody else. Way too many people. Who support Bernie who wouldn't support anybody else, and everybody who likes Biden won't support the other side. And it's like, look, vote for who you want to vote for, but whoever the Democrat is, please don't go vote independent. Please put in whoever the Democrat is and get this motherfucker out.
So there's a couple of things with that, right? What the hell?
One, sometime we might have a candidate who still isn't qualified fully and totally.
There's a couple of things with that, right? So, what was the last thing you said?
There's people think that none of these candidates are fully qualified
Okay,
at all, no matter what.
so I don't agree with that. I think they're all in, whether you like them or not, whether you think they did anything or not, they put in their time. So just off of that alone, they're qualified, right? For me though, lately I've been feeling like, I'm not even gonna say lately. I would say more so now than ever before. I have like negative 50 trust for the political system and the voting process and all of that. Like,
You always been
Yeah,
like that anyway, though.
right.
I
But
you
even
know,
more so now.
even more so now. And before I even get deeper into that, like I was having a conversation, and basically, I was told if people who don't vote don't have a right to complain about things that happen in government. So let me address this real quick, right? Whether somebody votes or not, right? At the end of the day, who is it that's making things move in this economy?
The powers that be.
Can you say that again?
The powers that be.
So if the powers that be are the ones that are going to ultimately make the things happen out here in these streets, then what the hell are you talking about?
Not in the goddamn
Like,
thing.
stop it, people. I can't believe that adults have not figured this out. Now, at the same time, I'm saying this. You're entitled to believe whatever you want to believe. You're entitled to have any opinion you want to have. And just like somebody has the right to rebuke your opinion on the matter, right? Whether you're a voter or not. But let's get this clear. Whoever it is sitting in that office, even if it was Bernie, if Bernie is on some bullshit, then Bernie is on some bullshit. If Obama was on some bullshit, then Obama was on some bullshit. If Clinton was on some bullshit, then Clinton was on some bullshit. Period. And let's get it even clearer. Let me make this even clearer for y'all. The president is not alone in the fuckery. If the president is involved in fuckery, I don't believe Obama was involved in any fuckery personally. I think he was in over his head. I think anybody who thought that Obama was really going to go in there and make significant change was delusional because we living in America.
That's what half of the people who didn't like Warren or didn't like Sanders. That's why it was like, you're not going in there and sweeping change into none of this.
Right. It's like, don't complain. That's the other part, right? So it's like, because if you're going to tell a person like myself, well, if you don't vote, then you don't have the right to complain, then don't complain when you voted and nothing's changed, stupid. This is for the idiots out there that I'm talking to. I'm talking directly. If the shoe fit, wear that shit, bitch. Like, at the end of the day, it is the officials and the people that you decide, that you put in power, air quotes, because in some cases that is the case, and in other cases it's not. Because we're not going to forget about that when it comes to the presidential election. We're not going to forget about that electoral college. That's a gang. And however much of the blue or the red is in that gang, you understand what I'm saying, determines who's going to be president. Let's not forget that, folks. Okay? I may not be the smartest guy on the block, but common sense is very common to me.
But not to everybody. You gotta remember.
Not to everybody. Not to everybody. But definitely for me. I was born with some common sense. And my common sense says to me, if regardless of Republican or Democrat, regardless of who is in office, things are still getting messed up. People are still losing jobs. Healthcare is still trash. We're still spending billions upon billions of dollars on military weaponry and stuff. And on top of that, we're sending billions upon billions of dollars and weaponry to Israel. Why? Oh, KB, that's a touchy subject. Don't talk about that. Fuck out of here. So we can put all that money into that country that does nothing for us, but we can't get affordable health care. We can't get proper education.
And I got 35 kids in my classes.
Yo, fam, there's still schools. I've seen them down here, but even in New Jersey, where they were supposed to be making it bigger, and instead they got them going to classes in trailers. To this day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
To this day.
Trailers everywhere. Definitely, I almost had a trailer classroom last year.
Oh, my gosh. There was a meme saying
sure.
everyone who went to school in trailers are in jail.
So what is we talking about, yo? What is we talking about for real?
Oh, shit.
So everybody want to talk about, vote, da. Look, but me personally, if the person that you got in there, the person that you vote for, let me look, what camera I'm looking at? If the person that you vote for gets into office and the people underneath him or in his cabinet, whether they're Democrat or Republican, is still doing fuck shit, guess what? We're still going to feel the effects of such fuck shit, of said fuck shit. We're still going to feel the effects of it. I'm not going to say all, But the majority of the politicians up there are for themselves. That has never changed, stupid. God, I hate stupid people, yo. Nothing has changed, yo. Everything has gotten worse.
My brother Lex just said, but you can't front them weapons be lit, though.
I mean, they do be lit.
Hey, you Lex. Stupid as hell. Even with all this shit, I still voted on
What's up,
Tuesday.
Lex?
Had my
And
my
let's
sticker.
just be
All
clear.
that good
I'm not telling anybody not to vote. I'm not saying that at all. Do you boo? Okay?
But know what you're doing.
But
Know
know
what
what
you're
you're
getting
doing.
into.
Boo.
Understand what you're getting into. Don't be
You
sitting there.
boo-boo.
Don't be sitting there getting angry and upset with the person that you voted into whatever office, whether it's locally or nationally. Don't if they start doing some fuck shit, guess what? I'm gonna point the finger at you. Oh, you voted for that person. You voted that person in. That's why we're dealing with the fuck shit now in this city, in this county, in this state. You voted that person in.
But yet, that's what we have to do.
You understand what I'm saying?
What we're
Like,
stuck with.
I feel like what I want to see personally is people really putting themselves in a position of really having some control over this situation. How that's going to look, how that's going to be done, I don't know. I'm just a black guy from Trinidad.
Everything that needs to
And
change in
Jersey.
this country
And Jersey.
takes hundreds and hundreds of years and generation after generation after generation.
No, I don't believe that.
The systemic stuff.
Oh, well,
systemic stuff.
I know. I think. Okay, because people are going back to what you had said earlier. Because people are not willing to change like that,
Yeah.
especially for something that makes sense or that would make something better. But then it's like, when it comes to these Trump supporters, like, you caught that, right?
Yeah, I caught that.
When it comes to them, it's like this guy be doing a whole bunch of like suspect stuff, and
They don't-
y'all just
they
got
don't
the
care.
blinders on.
They don't care.
They don't care.
I didn't see enough videos of people catching themselves in line and be like, "Well, it's all right." Yeah.
But then when that
Affects them.
affects
When it
you,
affects
then
them.
it's like, oh,
Then it's
well,
a
it's
problem.
it's the immigrants, it's the black
Somebody else.
people, it's the poor people, it's the this, it's everybody else, but the person you voted into office. That's what I had to say on that. But yeah, that whole thing with Biden, like that whole thing just feels fishy to me. The way he just skyrocketed into the front like that.
I had a theory when you started talking about that. Mine was that everything you hear in terms of, because most, like, including myself, most people get their news from like Twitter and social media and all that
Right.
goodness. Let me not say most people. Most people in our generation or younger do that. So everybody whose voice is out there and who makes all the noise are more likely to be Bernie supporters. But truth of the matter is, they were talking about the black vote and all that, was that the older Southern African Americans are like, you ain't gonna do this progressive shit. Biden will actually work. And they just been quiet in the background. And when it was time to vote, they all came out. All of them came out.
I did hear that.
They all came out. They all voted, and that's how it switched up so quick, because they're in the back. They're not on social media as much. They're not out and just speaking and making all the noise. They're in the back like, yeah, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and I need to.
But you think that group, that demographic, is enough to shoot him up to the lead like that?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the baby boomers are still the largest
the other
generation,
thing
aren't
is
they?
the other thing is they saying it wasn't just baby boomers. They were saying that a lot of black people from the younger generation had been voting for Biden as well. 'Cause they
Yeah,
don't believe
that, on
Bernie-
top of that, it's just there's I think the Warren supporters and the Bernie supporters are louder.
right.
And there's still plenty of Biden supporters. Like I I was gonna vote for Biden last time, but I ended up going for Hillary. Same
What
thing
about
here.
it? What about Biden attracted you?
Just so my politic knowledge is shit.
As most people.
But for most part, what I liked about him was, to tell you the truth, he wasn't fucking Trump. He wasn't, and he was on the moderate side of most of the Democratic stuff. That if I had to pick something, I agreed with him mostly.
Right.
So I just, when Bernie came out and when Warren came out, that website was like, here's the issue.
Right.
What do you see? I agreed more so with Bernie and Warren, and then last time with Hillary than what I agreed with in Biden. Like, I agreed some of the same stances, but I agreed more with them. So I agree with a lot of things that both of them go with. And again, I'd have to have that in front of me because, again, my off the top political knowledge is shit.
Right.
But like looking through the actual, what do you feel about this? What would you choose for this? What would you choose for this? What would you choose for this? Right. I agreed with Biden, but I agreed more with Warren and Hillary last time and Sanders. So
yeah, a lot of people are saying Sanders is a little too radical.
Yep.
But someone having the idea of going into other countries and converting people into their way of life, whether it be religion, whether it be culture, that was a radical thought. And yet, white Europeans managed to go into various parts of the country, and you still see their influence in those countries to this day.
Always.
That was a radical idea that came to fruition, right? Sometimes it takes a little, not just a radical idea, but radical movement to make things change, to make a change. And if everybody is not on the same page to work together to make things better for everybody, we're just going to be dealing with the same WWE nonsense that we're dealing with these politics.
And that's why both of us are worried about another 4 years of this shit, because if we need, no matter who you are, and for me, no matter who you're for, on the left side, whether you're moderate or you're progressive or you're somewhere in the middle, you need to put your shit away and say whoever the hell it is, I'm supporting and voting for, because Trump's people is coming out in waves. Right. Upon waves.
OD.
Upon waves.
Trying to drown us.
They're like, I don't even give a damn if I think he's a fool. He's Republican. Right. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Right. They are behind him. We need to make sure whoever comes out, we can support who we want to support, but whoever comes out,
I just think it sucks that we have to pick between either two evils or the less of two evils.
But that's something I heard last time. Everybody's like, I'm not gonna vote for the lesser two evils, and now who the fuck do we have in office?
Exactly.
An evil. Period.
So yes, fucking pick between the lesser of two evils, please. Yeah. Please do that. I don't get. Yeah, you ain't moving to Canada. You ain't moving to Africa.
Nope. Well, I might move to Africa. Actually.
Okay, 1, 2, and 3, 4 other people who have said it. They might actually do it.
Like I've really started looking at properties out there.
The majority,
and the job markets and stuff.
Majority of people I done heard saying if he's in again, they're moving to Canada. Y'all ain't going nowhere. I'm not going anywhere.
No, I'm talking about just in general.
No, I'm talking about if Trump. I'm talking about if Trump wins again.
Okay.
Everybody's I'm moving to Canada. I got two people in my head.
Got shit here. Yeah. Can't move to Canada anyway.
I got two people in my head who said that, and I believe them. Mm-hmm. Everybody else,
you ain't got nowhere. Shit here.
You ain't going nowhere.
Right.
So you ain't going nowhere.
You gonna get it in the eyes just like the rest of us.
No grease.
No grease. So yeah, man, like that's really my take with it. Let people feel how they want to feel, whether they vote or not. Let people say what they want to say, whether they vote or not, because at the end of the day, politics is just one big ass circus. And y'all in it for the show. Front row seats. That's it. So let me close out. This song is by person called Wave, WAV, out in New York. This song is gone, and that's where we about to be.
Yep.
And that's what some people gonna be if Trump win another 4 years. Thank you for tuning in.
Peace out, people.
Deuces and the cabooses.
I left them niggas in the background. Used to laugh at me like the class clown. And you see who laughing last now. Cause I'm running up the racks now. Racks now, yeah.
Keep it real with me. She got bills and needs. I got what she needs. She won't deal with me. Keep the bills on me. Now she feeling me like it's COD. I keep some kills on me. If they run with me, they gotta keep it G. I can't get enough. I wanna feel it up. I can't get enough. I just wanna feel it up. Look at me now. Had to get it off the ground. Now niggas wanna be down. Fuck it, man. It had to happen. Had to turn it around. I got so much on my plate. I had to turn some shit down. Yeah. You was on my side, then you was gone. Knew I couldn't do this on my own. Thought I had a rider, I was wrong. Knew I couldn't do this on my own. You was on my side, then you was gone. Knew I couldn't do this on my own. Thought I had a rider, I was wrong. Knew I couldn't do this on my own. People's elbow, fresh from head to toe. Had to get it in, had to count the O's. Had to stay focused on my goals. Niggas out here trying to crack the code. Fire. In my lane and I drove. Yeah. She said pictures, watch her pose. Fire. Yeah. Neck, wrist is froze. Niggas copy like some clothes. Had to get it on.